Okay, we're on Zoom. Right.
It's good. Okay.
Eaters, can you hear me through the speakers? Okay, good. Shabbat shalom.
Be well, healthy, and all that. Ready.
I like it. Oh, right. Art. Oh, I love art. It's the best way you can, you know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, no, we worked this out already. I give you a cue and everything. You set up your now. I mean, there's a script though. I got it. I looked at shit by that. Yeah, I don't go too long.
Greg and Kristen are opening the door.
Jason's lifting.
And
And Sherry's
Jason is lifting and Sherry is dressing. Okay, good.
We're starting. Okay. Shabbat Shalom. My name is Todd Wachtel, and on behalf of Mindy Lipman, we are board members from Congregation Beth Chaim. It is an honor to welcome you to our Shabbat service this morning to celebrate with the Panzer family as Mikey is called to Torah. For those of you who wear hearing aids with a T-coil program, you can access our hearing loop using this program. We have headphones for those who do not have compatible hearing aids. And we have large print prayer books as well. The headsets and large print prayer books are located on a small table by the entrance to the sanctuary. In case of emergency, please be aware that there are exits in all directions out of the sanctuary, including a door on bima, which leads to the library. We want to maintain a warm and welcoming feeling for all in these services and create a sacred space that will inspire prayer. For those of you on Zoom, please help us by staying muted unless the clergy invite you to unmute and participate. You're welcome, however, to write messages in the chat box. And while we will not be able to hear you on Zoom, we would love everyone on Zoom to sing with us. If you have any trouble with the technology, our Director of Lifelong Learning, Ann Berman-Waldorf, will be happy to assist you. For those of you praying in person, we ask that you silence your cell phones and refrain from taking any pictures during the service. Okay, Mike, now. All right, you got it. Mikey, it is my privilege on behalf of the Temple, of the Sisterhood, the Men's Club, the Board of Directors of the Congregation Beth Chaim, to present you with a gift of the artist rendering of your Torah portion. Hold on. All right, I hope this gift captures the beauty and complexity of our sacred teaching, and that you'll remember the significance of this day whenever you view it. We are honored to have you lead our congregation in worship this morning after months of hard work and preparation. Becoming a B-mitzvah is an important step on your journey to a Jewish adulthood. We look forward to celebrating again with you on this bima at the end of 10th grade when you're confirmed. Mazel tov. To our family and friends, thank you for joining us in prayer and celebration this morning. Our service begins on page 100. They're all yours.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Oh, Shabbat, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, Shabbat, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Good morning, I'm Adina Blum, Rabbi of Congregation Beth Chaim, joined by Stuart Binder, our cantor, and we are so very excited to pray and celebrate with all of you this morning. Want to just give you a walkthrough on our prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah. I invite you to turn to page 110 and 111 so that you can see what we call the two-page spread. Oftentimes in this prayer book, on the right-hand side at the top, you'll find a prayer in Hebrew. To the left of it will always be transliteration, so even if you don't read Hebrew letters, you can be able to follow along. And underneath, there's a close translation, so you have a good sense of what the prayer is about. And on the left-hand side are often alternative readings that pull out a theme or two that is found in the Hebrew prayer. Most likely, we'll only do one of the things on the two-page spread, and if we don't tell you the next page number, you simply turn the page, and we're on to the next two-page spread. Anytime we jump pages, we're going to let you know where in the prayer book we are. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, you're welcome to close your prayer book as I invite Wendy and Rob Panzer up for some words of blessing for their son, Mikey.
This.
Hello, everyone. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you for celebrating with us. The rabbi asked us to say a few words about our hopes and goals for you as a Jewish adult upon completing your bar mitzvah. The truth is, the only hopes and goals that truly matter are the ones that you set for yourself. Dad and I want to find what truly makes you happy, content, and that you do everything in your power to achieve it. Seeing how hard you work at everything gives us every confidence that you will accomplish whatever you set your mind to. We are amazed to see how well you are excelling at everything each and every day. Whatever you ultimately choose, we hope that Judaism and appreciation of our traditions and culture remain an important part of your life. You went to preschool at Beth Chaim and have attended Hebrew school here since kindergarten. We both know that it was not always easy waking up early on weekends for Hebrew school and then racing off to tournaments right after, or staying here late on Wednesday nights when you had lots of homework to get done and wanted to just relax a bit. But I know that you appreciate what you have learned here. We ask that you take the knowledge and the lessons learned here with you through your teenage years and into adulthood so that one day you can pass them down to the next generation. Today was an early but important step in continuing that tradition. Dad and I remember our bar and bat mitzvah as well. Your grandparents recall their fondly, and generation before them all went through the same important ritual. We are so proud and happy that you're continuing such an important and special rite of passage. To sum it up, keep doing what you are doing because you have exceeded at anything we could have hoped and for you so far, and know you will be successful in whatever you do. Mazel tov, Mikey, and we will say this multiple times this weekend. We are so proud of you.
So turn around, face the congregation.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahi atev basitzi.
Amen. And because we're so excited and full of gratitude to have reached this special time and occasion, let's join Mikey and Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shekianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen. Hugs and kisses. And then I'm going to invite Wendy and Rob to sit down and try to relax. I know it's hard.
But that was a beautiful, beautiful blessing. Our service continues in our prayer book on page 67. 67 in the prayer book.
I enter this sacred space to voice the longings of my heart in prayer. In sacred company, I offer my love to the Holy One. I devote myself this morning to psalm and song, study and prayer. May my heart be lifted, may my thoughts be deepened, and may my soul, like the eagle, soar. We will continue on page 77. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe. With divine wisdom, you have made our bodies, combining veins, arteries, and vital organs into a finely balanced network. Wondrous maker and sustainer of life. Were one of them to fail, how? Well, we are aware. We would lack the strength to stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, source of our health and strength. We will continue with the even-numbered pages, starting on page 80. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lesevivina lahayin ben yom uven laila.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asarim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam akaharas al hamayim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam amechin mitzadei gaver.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish harumim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam anoten layaef koach.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir shenai na'anayin u'luma me'afapai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani b'tzelem Elohim.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben hori.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shasani Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Ozer Yisrael b'gvura.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael b'tivara.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishana bar mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asot b'divrei Torah.
Amen.
Elu divrei she'em lahem shior she'adam ahel perotehem ba'ama hazeh v'hakarem keyemet lo la'olam haba ve'elu hein kibud av ve'em ugmilut hasadim v'hashkamat ve'et hamidrash shari va'arvi v'hat nasa urhim v'hat nasa kala uve'yat hamed ve'iyun tefillah v'hava'at shalom ve'en adam v'havero v'talmud Torah keneged kulam.
We continue on page 93.
Why fix prayers? To learn what we should value, what we should pray for, to be at one with our people, the household of Israel, to ensure that the ideas painfully learned and purified, and for which many have lived and died, shall not perish from the community and shall have a saving influence upon the individual. Please rise.
Page 106.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכו בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם מולל מעלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yozer or uvarei hosheh hoseh shalom uvarei et hakol hameir la'aret v'lad arem aleya v'rahamim uktevo mehadei b'hol yom tamim ma'aseh vereshit ma'ruba ma'aseha Adonai. Kulam v'chokma asita. Mal'a haaretz kina'eha tepra Adonai Eloheinu asher bach ma'aseh yadecha. V'al mo'arei or she'asita yafa ruha sela or hadesh al Sion ti'ir. V'netzkeh ulanu mehara la'oro. V'chata anai l'zer hamaro.
Continue on page 113.
Love your neighbor as yourself, you said. As the light blinded, we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of light.
ברוך אתה אדוני, הבוחר בעמו ישראל באהבה. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. 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 שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please be seated.
יא לה לה יא לה 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 ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנו מודים את צווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We will continue on page 119. If people fall, can they not also rise? If they break away, can they not return? The stork in the sky knows when to migrate. The dove and the swallow know the season of return. What human instinct knows the time to turn back? What cue sparks the conscience of the soul? We pray to sense this day anew, attuned to call of sacred living.
Page 122.
שירה חדשה, שירו גאולים לשמך, השפתיים, יחד כולם הודו, המליכו ואמרו, אדוני אינו לעולם ועד, אדוני אינו לעולם ועד. יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה 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 לה.
Please rise for the Amidah, which begins on page 124 and continues on the even numbered pages.
ויגיד תהילתך, ויגיד תהילתך. ויגיד תהילתך, ויגיד תהילתך.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avraham v'Yoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah, El Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanarah, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, V'Zahir Hasdei Gopi Mahot, Umevi Ge'olali Nebneihem, Lema'an, Shemo B'Hava, Ele Ozer, Umoshiach Umagen, Berchata Adonai, again Abraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor, Le'olam Adonai, Mehaye Hakol, Atah Rav Rashia, Marid Hatah, Mehakel Hayim Ba'Hesed, Mehaye Hakol Ba'Rahami Mervi, So Meh Noflim Barofei Holy, Umatir Asarim, Unkaye Emunato, Lishane Hafar, Miha Moha Ba'al Gevero, Umido Mela, Melit Mimi, Umhaye, Umasmi Yeshua, Vene Eman Hatala Hayo Hakol, Verhata Nai, Haye Hakol.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, ועשו את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים, את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Continue on page 137.
Ever present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds, our prayer. Whether we live, whether we seek you, in this land, in Zion, restored, in all land, you are our God. Home alone we serve in reverence.
We turn to page 140 for Sim Shalom, our prayer for peace.
שים, שים, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים, שים, שים שלום טובה וברכה. חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל עמך. ברכנו יוצרנו כולנו כאחד באור פניך. שים, שים, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים, שים, שים שלום טובה וברכה. כי באור פניך נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, תורת חיים ואהבת חסד וצדקה וברכה ורחמים וחיים ושלום. שים, שים, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים, שים, שים שלום טובה וברכה. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. שים, שים, שים שלום, שים שלום טובה וברכה. שים, שים, שים שלום טובה וברכה.
We take a few moments for silent prayer to reflect on the week that has passed, to reflect on the joyfulness of this day, and we'll come back together in just a moment on page 142.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי פניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי וגואלי, וגואלי.
We turn to Seder Kriyat Torah, our Torah reading service, which can be found on page 244. 244.
The following reading is not in your prayer book. May my life be one link in a chain of goodness as I say the prayers of my ancestors. Help me to recall their devotion and faithfulness, their joy and suffering, which are in every word, holiness, in my heritage. May I be worthy of it. May our tradition live in me and pass from me to generations I shall never know, enriched by the truth that I have found and the good deeds I have done. So may I fulfill my task on earth and receive my blessing. And when the service ends and the prayers have ceased, help me to bring the Spirit into the world in which I live. May I love God above all, and my neighbor as myself, and be a living witness to the truth that never changes.
It is now my pleasure to invite up your family, Mikey, your grandparents, Eileen and Hal Panzer. Please come to the Bima. Shelley and Sam Neubauer, we're going to come to you in just a moment. And your parents, Wendy and Rob Panzer, and your sister Lily, you're going to join us too.
אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom.
All right, we invite to the Bima Greg and Kristen Panzer, Mikey's aunt and uncle, to help us open the ark. And if you want to bring any helpers with you, that's cool too. Or ask everyone else who is able to please rise.
Av harachamim heitiva virtzoncha et Zion. Hivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Hivnei chomot Yerushalayim. Ki vecha levad batachnu. Melech Eram v'nisa Adon olamim. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai merushalayim.
Mikey, in my arms is the Torah Scroll, whose words have been passed down from generation to generation for thousands of years. Beginning with Moses at Mount Sinai, when he received the word from God, Moses in turn passed it on to Joshua. Joshua in turn passed it on to the elders of the community, and so on and so forth until today. It is my honor to invite the generations who come before you to place this Torah Scroll in your arms. But Mikey, just as your sister is standing on your side, in just a few years, she'll take this Torah into her arms as well. I pray that neither one of you leaves the Torah there, and that you participate in this incredible chain of Jewish tradition, and in turn, pass it on to all who come after you. Students, mentees, campers, maybe even your own children one day. So I'm going to go down and enable your grandmother to participate first, and then I'll come back up and everyone else will help pass the Torah.
And this scroll is the secret of our people from life, from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice. goodness, and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Lamo Yisrael Bikdushato. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, U'romemah Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula ve'hagevora ve'atiferet ve'hanetzach ve'ahod. Ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha ve'hamitnaseh lechol rosh.
Please be seated. This Shabbat, we are in Parashat Behar, a Torah portion in the book of Leviticus, which is not every rabbi's favorite because it's filled with a lot of ookie-gookie sacrificial mess. But we're almost out of the book of Leviticus, and this week's Torah portion is a little bit different than many of the others. We're going to hear more about that from Mikey in just a moment. Just getting set up for our Torah reading. All right, Mikey, you're going to stand in front of the Torah. We have some sheets here for our honorees. And now it is my pleasure to call up the first. Nala Amod, Kapel ben Shmuel, Vinasina Rafaela bat Avram Tzvi, Lelia Harishona la Torah. For our first Aliyah to the Torah, we have Aunt and Uncle Corey and Natalie Neubauer. Come on up. You can follow the English translation of our Torah portion on the screen. Whenever you're ready. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe Bahar Sinai Lemor Daber el Bnei Israel v'amarta Elohem Kitav el Haaretz Asher Ani Noten Lahem V'shavta Haaretz Shabbat L'Adonai Shish Shanim Tizra Sadeha V'shish Shanim Tizmor Karmeha V'safta Etivuata.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'olam atah b'tushenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Yasher Koach. Fantastic job, Natalie and Corey. You're actually going to come to Mikey's left. Stand right here as we prepare for our second Aliyah. Nala Amod Chaim v'Chaya la'Aliyah Hashniya la Torah. Our second Aliyah to the Torah, we have Eileen and Hal Panzer. Come on up. You're going to stand to Mikey's right. And whenever you're ready, you'll start us off with the blessing.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'chavanu mikol ha'amim, v'natanu lanu et Torah. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Uv'shenai hashviet Shabbat Shabbaton yeh la'aret Shabbat l'Adonai Sadeha lo tizra v'harmeha lo tizmor et sefeach Katir Sa, Lo Shik Sor, Be'et in Bay, Nazir Aha, Lo Sif Sor, Shana, Shabbaton, Ye, La'aret, Bahata, Shabbat, Haaretz, Lahem, Lachla, Laha, Ul Avdaha, Vela Amhateha, Veles Hiraha, Utash Avha, Hagarim, Imah.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan banu Torah emet. V'chayei olam natan b'tachenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach, Hal, and Eileen, thank you so much. You return to your seats. And then you get the place of honor. You get to stand right here. Uh-huh. Nala Amod, Raphael ben Chaim Ze'ev bat Shmuel Aliyah Hashlishit La Torah. For our third Aliyah to the Torah, we invite Wendy and Rob Panzer to the Bima to recite the blessings before and after the reading. Baruch Adonai Havarach Leolam Ba'ed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Ba'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'lebhem taha lahaya asher ba'arstehem tiyeh otivuvata leho v'sarfarta laha sheva shabbato shanim sheva shanim sheva pa'amim v'ha laha yameh sheva shabbato hashanim tesha v'arbim shana v'hav varta shofar teruah ba'odesh hashvi ba'asur lahodesh b'yom hakipurim ta'aviru shofar b'ha arstehem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam atah b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach, Wendy and Ron. Beautiful job. All right, come on to this end. And we're going to pause in the middle of our Torah service for a prayer of healing. With the Torah open before us, we feel the power of the words as we want to send out our wishes for healing and wholeness all throughout the world. It's our custom at Congregation B'chaim to share out loud the names of anyone who could use healing. So if you'd like to do that, I invite you to do so now. We're also keeping in our thoughts and prayers the people of Buffalo who experienced violence this week and a local church who experienced some vandalism. And so we turn to the words of Misha Beirach, asking God for healing and wholeness.
Misha Beirach Avotenu B'kol habracha Limotenu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Beirach Imotenu B'kol habracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Na la'amod bar hamitzvah Mordechai Pinchas ben Raphael v'ze'eva la'aliyah haravi'it la'torah. For our fourth and final aliyah this morning, it is my pleasure to invite our bar mitzvah, Michael Paul Panzer, to recite the blessings.
Baruch Adonai Havara.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havara Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
V'kedash tehem et shnai hashemishim shnai ukre'em deror va'aretz lahosh yaveha yovel hi tiye lahem v'shavtem ish el azuzatu v'ish el mishpatu tashuvu yovel hi shana hashemishim shana tiye lahem lo tizra'u v'lo tixeru etefe'aha v'lo tixeru et niziraha ki yovel hi kodesh tiye lahem min hasadech tachlu et tevuata. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata b'toheinu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach. You can hug and kiss your parents again. Na la'amod lahag b'hava la'glila. For the honor of lifting and dressing and holding the Torah, we invite up Jason and Sherry Steinfeld and friend Drew Schwartz. Come on up and we'll ask everyone else who is able to please rise. All right, everyone. All right, ready? I hear you've done this before. Okay, not too worried.
וזאת התורה ששם משה לפני בני ישראל, על פי אדוני ביד משה. יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 יאללה לה 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 Yalla la 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 la. Yalla la 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 la.
Please be seated. We're going to turn to our Haftarah portion, not in the 5 books of Moses, but taken from one of the books of the prophets later on in our Hebrew Bible. And this morning we hear the stirring words of the prophet Jeremiah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'mi'im tovim v'ratzah v'divrehem ha'ne'emarim ba'emet Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'torah u'moshe avdo u'yisrael amo u'miveh b'tzedek asher samta otah ufmatim Baret Mitzrayim ad hayom hazeh uVisrael uvadam vataseha laha shem kol yom hazeh vatosei et amha et Israel me'aretz Mitzrayim v'otah uvmatim uvyad hazaka uv'ezraha nutuya uvmorah gadal v'tinen lahem eharet hazat asher nishbata la'avotam vate lahem aret zava halav udvash Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sor kol halamim sadiq v'ho hadarot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer v'osev Hamdaber Unkaye, Shekol Devara of Emevasa Dek, Al HaTorah, Val HaAvodah, Val Amviim, Val Yom Hashabah Hazev, Shenata Talanu, Adonai Eloheinu, Likjusha, Vlimnu Ha, Lahavo, Tiv Eret, Al HaKol, Adonai Eloheinu, Hanachnu, Modim La, Ibrahim Ota, Yipar Shimha, Bafi Ho Haita, Mida Lamba Ed, Berhata Nai, Mahadesh Hashabbat.
Amen. Yasher Koach, fantastic job. We now invite up Marlene Lang and Sam Neubauer to help us return the Torah to the Ark. Once again, we'll ask all who are able to please rise.
Etayimi lama chazikim bach v'tomecheha meushar deracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh, Chadesh Yameinu kekedem.
Please be seated. We'll now hear a few words of teaching from Mikey as he shares with us his Devar Torah on Parashat Bahar.
My Torah portion is Bahar in the book of Leviticus. It has two major themes that were important lessons for people thousands of years ago and are equally, if not even more important today. And one of the lessons is conservation. In this Torah portion, God instructs that the farmland should be harvested for 6 years, but the land should not be harvested during the 7th year in order to let the land rest and rejuvenate. Sacrificing the harvest in the 7th year ensures that the farmland will continue to yield a lot of crops in future years. That is, a little conservation for 1 year results in productive harvest for many years to come. This farming method has been practiced for thousands of years, and farmers to this day continue to let the farmland rest at certain times so that the land is not overfarmed. This message of conservation is not only applicable to farming in ancient times. We all know that our environment is threatened by many issues, such as climate change, pollution, and overuse of plastics and non-degradable materials. My Torah portion reminds me to be more mindful of conservation in my daily life, so that the environment remains fruitful for not only my generation, but generations to come. Another important lesson contained in Bahar is charity. Although farmers could not sell crops that grow in the 7th year, they were permitted to give any crops to the farmer workers and the poor without charge. This prevented waste and also stressed the importance of charity and tzedakah. This is also an important lesson for today. We all see people struggling, whether it's people in cities that are homeless or sometimes people asking for money outside of local shopping centers. I always feel bad for the people in that situation. It can't be easy asking for money that way. It is for that reason that I choose to raise money and food for the Trenton Soup Kitchen as my Hebrew School project. I hope to be able to continue giving back as I get older. My Torah portion is a reminder of how important tzedakah is to Judaism and to society. I have to admit that it also feels good to be thanked for doing something good. While on the subject of thanks, I would like to take a moment to thank Rabbi Blum, Cantor Binder, and Ann Berman for the hours of helping me get ready for my bar mitzvah. I am very appreciative of you and for Beth Hayam, where I have been a member for longer than I can remember. I am also so grateful that all my grandparents are here today. Grandma Eileen, Grandpa Hal, Grandma Shelley, and Grandpa Sam. I love living so close to you and being able to see you all the time. I love you guys. Lily, I know we drive each other crazy sometimes and argue too much. I know this because my mom and dad tell us this daily. But I hope you know that I love you and could not ask for a better younger sister. Mom and Dad, thank you for tomorrow's party and everything you do for me every day. I see how hard you work every day, but always make time for my soccer games, basketball games, MMA, baseball, countless hours at the skate park, and whatever else. Thank you for everything, and I love you both. Finally, I'd like to thank family and friends who came from close by and very far away to share this very special day with me. I am very thankful and appreciative.
All right, Mikey, take a deep breath. You're 95% done, if not more. We're going to get ready for the next thing. We're just getting ready. I'm going to need help from cousins Finn, Garrett, Spencer, and Fletcher. There's some bowls in between the flowers on the bima. You can start passing out the candies that are going to remain in your hands until we start singing Simon Tov and Mazel Tov. That's your cue. Once I have gotten safely out of the way, to then shower Mikey with some sweetness in celebration of this fantastic occasion. So we're passing out the candies now, but we're not doing anything else with them yet. Mikey, it has been such a pleasure to work with you, not only in the last year or so for today, but I've gotten to see your family grow up. I remember teaching Hebrew to your sister in preschool, and you must have been in kindergarten around then. You come from a family that values kindness. Do you know what a mensch is? Yiddish for a good person. This, everyone, is a mensch. I've seen you be sure to connect with the people who work in this building, even if they weren't the ones teaching you. I've watched you care for children in our community, even if their parents work in the building, playing with them. And I just want to let you know, we do have a spot opening up on Sunday mornings. I think our 2 sports teachers are graduating high school. So we're going to need somebody to fill the void on Sunday mornings next year to teach the younger kids sports that are also tied to Jewish values. Just putting it out there. You're the Energizer Bunny, my friend. You always have a smile on your face. When you walk into a room, everyone's paying attention. But because at your core is kindness, it's contagious. Never lose that energy. Continue to learn how to channel it into amazing work like what we've seen from you today. And I know that you have a family that cares about community. Look at all of the amazing friends and family that are here today to play on Team Mikey. So I'm going to move because it's that time that they get to show you with love. I'm just going to move this too. That you deserve a whole lot of sweetness after all of your hard work. Ready?
First, Cantor's going to bless, then we're going to sing.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you with good and keep you safe. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. May God be with you and be kind to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha. Ve'asem lecha shalom, shalom. May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Siman Tov. Yeh lanu, Ulechol Yisrael. Lecho Yisrael.
I caught one.
I saw, that was awesome. All right, we need help cleaning up. Who wants to help collect the candy? Whoa! Back into bowls, or you can eat them. All right, we're cleaning, friends. Now we're cleaning. We're cleaning up the candies. You're welcome to eat them. Just please throw your wrappers in the trash on your way out.
Fine. You're good. Here, you can take this.
Not for the kids.
And Lily, you're gonna stay up here, okay?
All right, friends, I'm gonna invite you to return to your seats with or without candies. Lily, come on up.
Looks like they got every single one.
Are you helping? Oh, come around, sweetheart.
Keep the stairs down on that side, okay?
All right, friends, we have a little more service to go, and then we're going to take that energy with us after we conclude. We're going to continue on page 282 in our prayer books. I'm going to ask all who are able to please rise for Eleni as Lily and Mikey open the ark for us.
Am I ready?
Nope, you're just opening the ark. Whatever, that's fine. Go ahead. Open it up, friends. 282 in your prayer book.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Page 288.
When I die, give what's left of me away to my children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something bigger than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away.
Today is a day of joy and celebration, but it is also a day of longing for all those who did not live to celebrate with us. So we want to be sure that we remember as a community together, Claire Fromsky, Sheldon Tandler, Kenny Dickstein, Murray and Rita Dickstein, Rose and William Neubauer, Jeanette and Seymour Panzer, and Paul and Lily Tandler. In their memory, we dedicate this Mourner's Kaddish, page 294, as we join with Mikey. 294.
Yekadal, Vikadash, Shemay, Rabbah, Ba'alma, Divra, Hirote, Biamlik, Mahote, Bahayehon, Uvilmehon, Uvaye, Dekol, Beisrael, Ba'agla, Uvizman, Kareem, Bimer, Amen. Yahay, Shema, Rabba, Mivra, La Alam, Ula May, Amaya, Yipra, Viyishtaba, Viyapar, Viyatraman, Viyatnase, Vihadar, Vihala, Vihala. Shemay the Kudashabri Hill. Laela mean Kol Birhata, the Shirhata, Tishvahata, the Hetmata, Damiran, Ba'alma, Vimer, Amen. Yahay Shalama Rabba mean Shemaya. Vahayam Elenu, Valko Yisrael, Vimer, Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimrama, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu. Kol Yisrael, Vimru, Amen.
Zichronam livracha, may their memory always be a blessing. I invite everyone to take a seat except for Lily, Wendy, and Rob. Come on up to the bima, please. We're going to turn to Kiddush and Motzi. Kiddush is our prayer for the sanctity of this day being Shabbat, the holiest day of the Jewish week. And the grape juice or wine inside the cup represents our joy, and today our cup runneth over. And of course, we can't go out into this world and make it better unless we have the energy to do so. And so we have sustenance, some challah bread, to give us that energy. And Mikey, I know as long as you are in this world and have that Energizer bunny attached to you, this world will definitely be in good hands. So lift up the Kiddush cup and you're ready for that prayer.
Okay, Baruch Adonai et Yom HaShabbat, ve'e keshehu, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen. All right, everybody gets one. L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ha'motzi lahem min haaretz.
Amen. We continue with our closing song on the bottom of 294, a prayer, another prayer for peace, because we can always use a little more.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imeru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu. Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael. Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen.
I want to thank everyone for being with us today, for your ruach, your spirit of participating in our service, and the love and support you clearly have of Mikey and his family. When we dismiss in just a moment, please be sure that you try not to leave any wrappers around. Help us to clean up. But Mikey, on behalf of your Beth Chaim family, we are incredibly proud of you. I'm pretty confident that the people in this room are really proud of you. But to echo something your mother said earlier, we hope most of all, you are proud of you. All of the hard work you put into this preparation for today, your extra aliyah that you did, and some of the extra prayers as well. We hope that you only go from strength to strength. Mazel tov and Shabbat Shalom.